Hey everyone. All right, so some stuff has been happening in regards to Ewan and his development and etc. So I thought I would come on here and do just a really quick update to let you guys know exactly what is going on. I'm really hoping this will actually be short. I know I say that every single time, but it's hard for me to update because I don't have all the information yet, and I haven't researched a whole lot on what exactly is going on, so yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I still want to update you because it's been about a month or so since we found out this information, and I'm not really hiding it from you. I believe I've told people on my Facebook exactly what's going on, but just for all of you guys to know exactly so that, we can have some support and I can get information from you guys for anybody that is going through a similar situation or has gone through this. So yeah, I'll just jump right into it and yeah, you can let me know. Okay, so as you know, if you've watched Euan's previous update, I think it was 13 months or 15 months. I can't remember exactly when I did an update on Euan last, but in that update, I let you guys know that he wasn't talking yet. He just didn't have any words at all. He makes lots of sounds, and he sort of babbles a little bit. He yells a lot, but he doesn't actually have any words. Like he'll say, mom, 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 or dad, dad, or k. He'll point at anything and say k. But he doesn't actually like associate me as mama or Jason as dad or dada. But he says those sounds, but just anyways, no words. So that was a few months ago. At around 12 months, or 12 or 13 months, I was starting to get a bit worried, like why doesn't he have at least like one word or two words? So I called the local like hearing and speech clinic, and they let me know that to get in to talk to somebody about his speech was actually a year waiting list. But it was good that I called when I did because, get on the list now. And then if he starts talking, then I can take myself off the list. But if not, then at least I'm on it. I'm on the list. And you don't let things go too long. So I just knew that I was on the list and that they'd give me a call if there was an opening before the year, or, in about a year I'd get a call from them. So I got a call, I believe, from them in January, letting me know that, I'm forgetting dates, but anyway, in the new year, I got a call from them saying that they had an opening for a hearing test. And I said, well, that's not really what we're going in for. And she said, well, it's just, standard procedure for them to check his hearing, or to check any child's hearing that's having a problem with speech, because perhaps they're not hearing and that's why they're not talking. So it's just kind of something that they check off the list to be sure that that's not an issue, and then they move on to speech therapy. So we went in for the appointment. I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was, one of these things I had to do and that Euan had to do, and then we get the test done, and he didn't respond to a lot of the sounds that they introduced to him. First off, we went in and we had a test, and they put some things in his ears, and then I'm really sorry. I haven't done a whole lot of research on this, just because I just don't want to just yet. So what I'm saying is like incredibly layman talk, because I don't really know what I'm talking about. So if you know what you're talking about, please give me the correct terminology in the comments, because anyway, so bear with me when I try to explain this stuff. They put some tubes in his ears, and then it shot some sounds, I guess, into his ear, and then it bounces back, and then what bounces back is recorded like into a computer and comes out on a graph. Okay. And that showed to be a bit abnormal. They like the graph to sort of look like this, and Euan's kind of looked like that. So that was kind of the start that maybe sorry, Euan is actually over there. I put the iPad in front of him and I'm just trying to get this done while he's playing with the iPad. Anyways, so anyways, that was kind of the first red flag that maybe something wasn't quite right. But I mean, these tests can be wrong. So anyways, we went into the booth. She started off just her voice, you know, saying his name in one speaker and another speaker. He would always turn. She put some low frequencies through the speakers and he turned. But then as soon as we got to the higher frequencies, he didn't move at all. Didn't acknowledge the sound at all. And the sound was quite loud. You know, they start off kind of quiet and then they get a little bit louder. And he just didn't turn his head at all. And my stomach just dropped because I was like, why isn't he looking? This is loud to me. Like, why? What's going on? Sorry about that. Had to fix the wiggles on the iPad. He turned the volume off and he got upset about it. So anyways, Euan loves the wiggles. I don't know what it is, but he loves it. So anyways, when they got to the higher frequencies, he just didn't respond at all. So they were like, okay, it's just before nap time. He could be tired. So we'll go ahead and do this test again. So I was thinking, like, that has to be what it is because I've had no indication whatsoever that he can't hear because he hears me. I say his name, he looks. I would never have guessed that he can't hear. Pardon me, I got something in my throat. So anyways, we went back a week later to do the test again, and the exact same thing, actually a little bit worse. Some of the lower frequency sounds that he turned his head to and acknowledged the first time, he didn't acknowledge at all the second time. So we are thinking that he has some kind of hearing loss, and that is why he is delayed with his speech. So that diagnosis is very scary at first. I'm doing much better with it now because I've been talking to a couple people who their children have had some hearing loss, and they've reassured me that, you know, the things that can be done for hearing loss now are, you know, amazing. And so anyways, I'm very confident that, you know, if this is what is the diagnosis, that, you know, he'll be fine. But still, when you hear that your child can't hear properly, that's really scary. Anyways, I should really wrap this up because he's starting to get bored with the iPad. It doesn't last long. Anyway, so we can't be 100% sure if this is what it is until we have some more tests done. He has been referred to the ear, nose, and throat doctor who actually specializes in pediatric ear, nose, and throat, whatever. So that's really good. And then he also is going to be having, it's called ABR, automatic, cranky. Anyway, sorry, automatic brain response, I think is what it's called. He's going to a bigger hospital to have this procedure done. He's going to be sedated because he's so young. You know, he has to be sedated, and they're going to put some things on his ears that are going to send some signals into his ear, and then there's going to be some electrode things on his head to measure how much is actually going to his brain. And then after that test, we'll be able to, you know, go a little bit further and figure out exactly how much he's hearing, how much he's not hearing. You know, was he just lazy? Is there water behind the ear? You know, like questions like that. Because if there's fluid in there, that can have an effect on how well he hears as well. So anyway, that test is on April 11th. So that's all the information that I have right now about what's going on. Please, 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 if you or your child or you know somebody who's been in this situation, I would really love to hear, you know, what happened to you guys. Was your child actually able to hear perfectly fine? Did they have water behind the ears? Did they actually have hearing loss? I'd love to hear all stories, you know, about your experiences, because I've really only been able to talk to one other person who's actually a YouTuber, and just very briefly, you know, about, she went through the same thing with her son. He had, you know, some implant surgery, I believe. And his was quite bad, and I don't think Euan's is going to be quite as bad, but I don't know anybody in my personal life who has, hearing loss. So I really would love to hear from you guys, but that is all the information I have. If you have any questions for me, I will do my very best to answer them, but I'm really just not knowledgeable at all in this department at this time. So anyway, that's all for now, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!